DD214 Network Podcast is for mature audiences only. Any videos, music, or entertainment not originating from DD214 Network is used and covered under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, also known as fair use. Opinions expressed are our own and do not represent any DoD or U.S. government entities as a whole. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. You are no longer alone now because we have you.
And we're here. It is now officially Christmas season.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning.
Yes, you are officially allowed to play Christmas music. Like, all right, like, was that the Batman and Bane? Like, now you're allowed to play Christmas music. Yeah, like, you know, like it's like I was crying. Was it?
Yeah.
Is this me or like after Halloween this year? It was like I got face fucked with Christmas and Thanksgiving was still like weeks away. Was that just me? Was
No,
that just
no,
fucking me,
it's
dude?
true.
Like,
No,
I mean,
it wasn't.
The minute the kids took their fucking costumes off, fucking like Mariah Carey fucking song turned on, dude. Like, no fucking way. No fucking
Well, that's
way.
because the minute that fucking that happened, fucking, you know, Mariah Carey was released from her space dumpster, you know.
Yeah,
After
like
365 days, I'm finally fucking free.
now after
And then it's-
355 days, I'm free. All I want for Christmas is you.
Oh
Like,
my God.
And I'm sitting here like trying to like, nope, don't do it. Nope. Like, yeah.
Isn't
Like,
it funny how like that was a joke like 15, 20 years ago, and now
it's worse.
she's completely capitalized on it.
Well, good. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
good on her. Good on Mariah Carey.
Agreed.
She had like the
Smart.
the turns have definitely tabled here. Okay, like because I remember people used to bitch about the Christmas season starting right after fucking Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
people were still bitching back in the day about that, and it was like no, like this is happening. Like, and now it's like Thanksgiving, like Halloween rolls around, they've already got the Thanksgiving shit out with some Christmas stuff, and the minute Halloween stops, it's Christmas, and I'm like, whoa. It's still fall. It's still harvest season. Like the colors are still turning. Like pump the fucking brakes, society.
All big retail is really bad about it. Usually it's like the week before fucking Halloween. The fucking Christmas decorations go out on the shelves so people can start buying shit.
Yep.
And, you know, I can't tell you, my fucking timeline on Facebook was full of fucking people I know that fucking next morning already putting up their Christmas trees and shit. And it's like, we haven't even made it to fucking it just officially became November. We still have 20 fucking something days till Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
What the fuck are we doing here?
It kind of still feels like the
John.
beginning of November. You know, I still feel like it's November 1st.
Like I've still got to pull,
yours.
you know, I've got to pull my fucking office Christmas tree out. I'm actually probably not going to fucking do it anytime soon because I'm thinking now that I've got more space with the new fucking office, getting a bigger tree to fucking put up in my office.
We're setting ours up. We're setting ours up today. I mean, that's like that's going to be that is on today.
But
list.
see,
like
this is the time that it's acceptable to do that shit. I'm
you.
sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
We're, you know, a couple days away from the first day of December. Thanksgiving's past. Now we can move into fucking Christmas. Stop trying to rush shit. Let me have my fucking turkey first before we try to fucking go into fucking big fat man in a fucking coat.
Now, speaking of which, how were your Thanksgivings?
Well, good, very good. First off, I mean, Joe, why don't you start, since we're kind of doing the clockwise rotation.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good. I just kind of quiet Thanksgiving Day. I was, the missus went to her families. They invited me. I still, because there's still some unspoken things on that side of the fucking fence, I chose to just stay at home by myself, fucking cook my own little fucking turkey day meal and watch fucking football. So, I had the Dallas game on, made some lemon pepper turkey breast.
I saw part of that. We've got to talk about, I don't know if we need to talk about it now or maybe later if we want to talk about football later, dude. But like, I watched the Dallas game, dude, and like, I got a couple of things about the Dallas game, not specifically the Cowboys, more like the halftime show.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll save the football stuff, including the Dallas halftime show, for a little bit later. But watch the Dallas game. I bought a pack of 2 fucking turkey breasts from the fucking store. Lemon pepper, fucking threw them in the oven, baked them, made some mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, fucking stuffing. Had the infamous jellied cranberry sauce, because that's the superior cranberry sauce.
Oh, listen to this fucking guy. John, where's the fucking booze? I can hear the booze raining down from like the upper deck here. Like, superior fucking cranberry. Oh, come on, dude. Fucking superior. Cranberry jelly comes out of a can. You get sliced. Okay, we're eating like friggin' 1930s hobos, bro. All right? Like, that's Thanksgiving. That is Thanksgiving. Thank you very much.
That's what I'm talking about, is the sliced out of the fucking can.
Oh, my bad, dog. My bad, dog. I thought you were talking about the jellied kind, like the actual, like, I've had family members
where it's got the chunks of cranberry. No, I'm
like,
buying the fucking ocean spray. You fucking undo the top. It's a giant gelatinous fucking blob. You pour it onto the plate and you slice it.
That is the superior
can, with the shape
where it's
of
got
can,
the fucking grooves from the fucking can, so you use the can grooves to fucking slice it.
I have had multiple times over different Thanksgivings, people make homemade cranberry sauce, like actual legitimate. It's a fucking sauce. That's why it's called cranberry sauce. You know what I mean? It's not really supposed to be a gelatinous blob, but that's kind of what it became. And I'm like, I like the shit out of the can better. You know what I mean? Like the hobo that I am. And I'm just like, can we just eat the can?
I will take the fucking gelatinous glob out of a fucking can.
Yes, sir.
Any day.
Yes, sir.
So, that I did that. Then the neighbors, they got home from his girlfriend's family's Thanksgiving. So went over there, we played Uno, drank some beers, and then came home and fucking went to sleep because, out of the entire group, the fiance is the only one that had to work on fucking Black Friday. The rest of us were off. So.
Oh yeah.
Fucking A.
Yeah. So for me, it was, I have to say, it was probably the first Thanksgiving in a long time where there were no rotten apples in presents.
Okay.
So it was actually super meaningful. Everyone had a good time. There's a lot of things happening in my family right now, and it was just kind of nice to actually have a good Thanksgiving. And the food, my wife, every single year we host Thanksgiving every year, and my wife always does a banger job. And it was actually nice to not see my wife not stress out so much. She was fully prepared this year. Everything was done. Everything was delicious. We had a good time. And without going into too much of it, you remember back in the day when you would go Thanksgiving in your family's house and you would take that walk with your cousin?
Oh yeah, the walk. The walk, and then you come back, and then you come back nice and hungry, nice and hungry. Yeah.
And it's funny because, I said to my cousin, I was like, it's nice, back in the day we used to have to take walks. Now the cousins own apartments and houses now, so. No, but it was a great Thanksgiving. The kids watched Five Nights at Freddy's you know, they wanted to watch that movie so bad, and they got to watch it. Everyone was so happy.
How was it? Did you like it? How was it?
I did not watch it. I mean, a lot of people seem to like it. A lot of people.
It was good.
Was it Matthew Lillard's in the movie, right? And the guy from the Hunger Games. But for Thanksgiving week, my wife did go see a movie. We actually went to the movie theater.
Okay.
And we went to go see the Hunger Games. So that was like our little Thanksgiving week date. Went to go see the Hunger Games.
Are we gonna have a little movie review in a little bit, maybe?
You know, just real quick. It was good. It was good. It was super long. The only thing that was really crazy, and heads will roll probably when I say this, in the movie there is a character who is a Down syndrome girl, you know, and she's special needs, and you know what the Hunger Games are, right? Everybody knows a bunch of kids going into a circle killing each other, and the only thing we're thinking about, oh my God, what are they gonna do to this poor sweet little girl? And they gave her the tamest death out of everybody, so there was a bit of relief. She got eaten by snakes, and you know,
that's tame.
Yeah, so I mean,
she went out like Ragnar Lothbrok, dude, like in fucking Vikings, dude, like GG.
Yeah, but you know, Thanksgiving for me and my wife, it's always usually, and the holidays really, watching movies, spending time with family, you know, getting food together, and just kind of reminiscing about the year, what we can do better the year after, and you know, what were some things that, you know, that I mean, and this year was such a good year, and I think Thanksgiving really, really showed that this year.
That's awesome, dude. That's fucking awesome.
It was a great Thanksgiving.
That's good. That's good. That's yeah, we had out here we did pretty good this year. This was, it's kind of weird how to describe this one, because this was the first since we moved back. I've had Thanksgivings in Kansas City before, okay? Typically with my parents, but I was always in the Army. I was active duty, and I would just happen to be in the area or make it up here. I think one year I brought a couple of my buddies, you know what I mean, from Fort Leonard Wood up here. This was the first Thanksgiving I've had in Kansas City, not only since being out, but like actually with my family, like like cousins, and like the gathering. I want to call it like the gathering. Like this was the first time ever, you know, waited all these years to get back, you know, home here to Kansas City, and this was the first year I got to do like the gathering, and it was like really cool, and it was really cool.
Gathering.
That's because we have so many. Specifically on my mother's side, we have a shit ton of cousins, and it's really, you know, and I'm talking like we're you know, the age range is every generation is represented, going back to the boomers basically at this point. So the oldest, you know, the matriarchs and patriarchs of my family are all boomers now. Like all the greatest generation has unfortunately passed on in my family. So but so the matriarch is, you know, the boomer generation. She's got her kids. I came right after her kids, you know what I mean? And then there's cousins, you know, scattered across the tree here. And we're all we're all kind of scattershot, but we've got Gen X, we've got millennials. Okay. We've got, you know, Gen Z. Okay. And now we've got Gen Alpha. Like we have like literally like, just because of like the scattershot where, you know, what year everybody was born and when they got married and when they had kids. And we have a lot of girl cousins, which was really cool. And both of my daughters ended up getting along really well with some of their girl cousins that they kind of never really met or interacted with. And now it's like, we've been here in Kansas City for a couple of years, you know, and we've been here for a couple of years now. And it's like, now they know they have family here. Now they finally, like, it's been 2 years, but now they can see they actually have people here. You know what I mean? Like that's not just people, that's our family. You know what I mean? And it was really nice. And then we'll be doing it again on Christmas Eve, you know, same house, you know, same bat time, same bat channel, same people. They do something every year for Christmas Eve. I'm looking forward to that. And it was like kind of like John's. It was very peaceful. And it was, for being in Kansas City for the first time, like officially as a resident and not as a soldier or on some fucking vacation. It was very nice. It was very nice. So hope everybody out there had a fucking very happy Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. Yeah. I want to talk about something really cool. Something that I did this week. And it is video game related, but outside of the video game aspect of what I did this week, it was very militaristic.
Okay.
So you guys know I'm a huge Fallout fan, and you guys know I'm a huge ARP role play fan when it comes to video games.
Absolutely.
So the 5th anniversary of Fallout 76 happened.
Okay.
And there was a parade, and there were people recruiting for an RP group, right?
No way.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? I was like, let me give it a shot. I like this game. It's a good community. Let me try it out.
And I have to say, I know for a fact, even though I've only watched a couple of minutes of your footage, I know for a fact you do really well on the Red Dead RP servers. I know for a fact you do really well on that. So I can only imagine if you got into like a Fallout and if the server was good.
Yeah.
How was it? How was it?
So first off, they have a 100-page codex, and the codex.
What?
Yeah, I
read for the fucking server.
It's Jay. It is a military manual.
Oh, I was just gonna say that's like some fucking Warhammer fucking 40K shit right there.
Yeah,
like
it was so well done. Okay, they have rank structures. They have formations. So tell me the formations that you can remember off the top of your head.
Platoon formation. You know, or squad. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Like echelons and V's.
Well, it'd be the box like when you stand in formation for PT every day. That's your standard like box formation. You know what I mean? Yep. Like fucking rank and file. Rank and file. So like that's going to be now if you're talking about like a maneuver formations, that's a whole nother.
That's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Maneuver formations is a whole nother. The squad file. Squad line. You know what I mean? Fucking like when you give this signal in the middle of the night when you're under nods, and you can't make noise, it means for everybody to fucking fan out. You know what I mean? Yep. Like start fucking walking online.
Yep.
And like shit like that. So I mean, that's very base level fucking infantry 101. You're either walking in a line and keeping your spacing, or you're gonna fucking spread apart and also keep your spacing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And it's really cool. Yeah. So they have this whole codex, and it's literally a Brotherhood of Steel military manual with a lot of things taken word for word from the Army manual.
Okay.
And what I found out is that the leader of this whole thing is not a military member at all. But I don't know if their family is or anything, but they seem to have a grasp of what that infantry manual has and what they need to do in order to maintain,
utilize it.
Yeah, to utilize and maintain a proper unit. It's super impressive.
It's really funny because because I was a reclass, I started as a mechanic, and then going over to the infantry, I had a lot to learn, and I had to learn it very quickly. And I specifically remember a couple of instances in the field where this is us, we're out there training, and I would talk to my platoon sergeant, and I was like, I've seen this in the manual, like when would you use this, or when? And they always had an answer, but it's a lot of the stuff that's in there is not necessarily utilized a lot, or we don't train it a lot because of the current conflicts that we were experiencing at the time, stuff like that. We're specifically training for the enemy that we're fucking with right now, right? But there were a couple of specific times where I was like, "Hey, Sergeant," because like by this time I'm a squad leader. I'm leading a squad. I was like, "Hey, can we try this formation?" And they'd be like, "Yeah." So like I'd fucking get in the fucking football huddle with the gang, and I'd be like, "Check it out. This is what we're gonna do. This is what we do. You do your little sand table on the ground. Like you're gonna be here, you're gonna be here, you're gonna be here, you're gonna be here, and we walk together. So keep an eye on your peripheral, but we're walking together. But we're gonna be in a different alignment, basically. A couple of times, we were walking kind of not so much in a canyon, but like walking to the side of a ridge line. But the ridge line wasn't that big; it was like a small hill. So I had a couple of my guys go up, and they'd fucking walk the hill at the top hopefully without silhouetting themselves too much, right?
Yeah.
They'd walk across the top while the rest of us fucking walked in the bottom. And so we were still covering high and low, but there are formations for that. There are formations.
Yes, there is.
Just about any type of topography or, wherever you're at, there's a formation for that. It's kind of like there's an app, in the infantry, there's a formation for that. And that's, and if you really want to study your game, if you really want to talk shop it would not surprise me to know that there are civilians out there that actually read the shit that we put out that we barely know ourselves, you know what I mean? That probably know it like the back of their hand.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Right.
so I'm gonna look for this one page real quick. And I mean, it's just like it's so impressive to me because they're taking the time to build this community that, you know, and they're teaching you all these great things.
How many are in there, right? Like, how many are in the server right now? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Like,
there's a couple hundred.
Oh, so they've already got a couple hundred people then.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Oh yeah, echelon right, echelon left, freaking
Yeah.
The wedge, fucking file line, fucking the diamond, staggered, scattered, and the fucking V. Yep, those are all. That is literally, that is baseline. That is infantry 101 right there. Those are like, and you got to know at least that much. You got to know those. You got to know those.
And huge. I want to give a huge shout out to the Brotherhood of Steel Warborn. I mean, they've been very patient. But the one thing that really did it for me was the actual BCT. They call it BCT. They go through all the whole thing. There's a team development course in Fallout 76. Okay, you're
actually enticing me on this. I'm really curious to I would have fun probably just watching this shit.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's so, like I've told you, Jay, Fallout is a very overwhelming game to learn, you know, but and for them to be able to utilize these military camps in the game and train you with it, they taught me with breaching. They taught me they did the whole TDC. I learned how to throw a grenade. I did a 12-shot a shooting course.
Mm-hmm.
Passed all of it, by the way.
I was just say, how'd you do?
I passed everything by 1 second.
That's okay. Hey, dude, you win by an inch, you win by a mile, dude. You still fucking won.
You know, but everyone won, dude. I love that everyone stays in character. The gentleman who trained me, Nerves, is a hell of a dude. He was very informative, very honest with me. And it's a very inclusive group. Okay, there are so many different people of all different walks of life, and it's so cool to see a group wanting to do something in this Fallout community, and I want to see it grow. So
you've got my fucking curiosity and attention on this one, dude. Like, that's like, like I said, you already do pretty well in the role playing thing. I know that's a kind of like a hobby of yours. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I think it keeps you healthy, you know, mentally and emotionally. Emotionally gives you a social group, you know, gives you like a social, you know. Go ahead.
And I have to add, and Squilini, like, I remember we were talking about this when I had officially stopped streaming video games and stopped really focusing on broadcasting video games. I have felt much better, you know, enjoying these scenarios and playing these games. And it's just like, I'm enjoying video games again. Like,
dude, to hear John fucking say that. Oh my God.
Yeah, I am truly, it's nice to enjoy some video games again.
We've had a really rough go of it. Boy, did we meet at a very strange time in our lives, did we not, John? Because I mean, this started as a gaming like a military-centric gaming podcast, and we literally had to drop the gaming because the game industry just got really not cool. And to hear you say that, like, you're enjoying gaming again is just like, it's like a ray of sunshine, John. It's like a ray of sunshine.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice, guys. And I mean, we got this is the end of the year. Yeah, you know.
I mean, I've kind of quiet quit a little bit on the streaming stuff myself because I've got such a big backlog of games, and just I was, trying to do things and play games and also entertain and provide content to an audience. And there's times I just, now I get off work, I just want to sit down and fucking play a game to relax.
Sure.
So, that's where, like, I've been shifting myself, John, to more, if I'm going to do content, it's going to be YouTube videos and podcasts, and I'm going to really be nixing a lot of the gaming content because I want to enjoy a game. I don't want to fucking have to worry about, well, is this a game that people are going to fucking watch or that that people are going to want to watch? And I totally get what you're getting at, because I've been playing the fucking God of War game, that the one that came out. So I haven't played Ragnarok yet. I've been playing the original one.
Dude, let me know when you do Ragnarok. I will fucking get it. I will make sure I have it, and you and me can play it like together, like at the same time, if you want to call it that. I still have not played like on. I have a PS4 right here, right fucking there, and like I can.
Ragnarok's PS5
I'm about to
only.
have one, by the way. I'm about to. Yeah,
dude.
Is it PS5?
Well, here's the thing, Jay. Though with Ragnarok, they didn't release it for the 4. They only released it for the 5.
I'm devastated right now. I'm devastated right now. We'll figure it out. I'll figure out. Do they still do that shit where you can like rent a fucking like?
Oh wait, no.
console?
It looks like they did release it for PS4.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, so I stand corrected by good old Google. And right now it is on sale for $29.99.
is that for Black Friday and the Cyber Monday weekend?
You can pick it up for $30 right now.
Oh wow.
Jay might have to get himself an early Christmas present this year. Like,
well, that's the thing. So I plan on getting a PS5 just for some of those Sony exclusives, like the second Spider-Man game that came out.
That
I enjoyed.
I saw the first commercial I've ever seen for that. They were using the game to sell the fucking console, and it was on TV last. We went and watched Arizona played Arizona State last night. This is college football. My team is the Arizona Wildcats, Tucson, right? But by the way, the Arizona Wildcats put a fucking stomping on the fucking goddamn Scum Devils yesterday. So fuck Phoenix, dude. Forks down, dude. Like bear down Arizona, dude. So. Fucking congratulations to the fucking Arizona Wildcats. I saw that commercial. I saw that.
Can I bring something up? Since Squillini brought up, he brought up Spider-Man 2, and I know that this is a sour taste in our mouth, Jay. But I have to say, I have to say this because you're actually be kind of surprised when I say this.
You're okay.
But we hate the Game Awards. We absolutely hate them. But this year,
we tried to buy in.
But this year, it's actually the Game of the Year nominations are not that bad. And as we predicted, Starfield is not nominated. But
I feel bad like for all of you, everyone that loves Bethesda out there, and you have plenty of reason to love them. Like I as a casual feel your pain. I've read nonstop reviews. I've seen good reviews. Extremely bad reviews. A lot of
not there.
A lot of the reviews are in the middle. But it's like they really drop. They kind of like drop the ball a little. Again. AAA gaming the last 3 years has just dropped the ball over and they're dropping more balls than the fucking Chiefs, dude.
Yeah, okay, they are.
Like they're like AAA gaming right now is like the fucking Kansas City Chiefs fucking receiving core. Okay,
did you just look it up?
So I'm looking at it right now, and
the Game of the Year, right? The Game of the Year nominations are
Spider-Man
actually
2,
good.
fucking Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Remember when that came out? How big I was on that?
You were
and you
predicted
that game. But the thing is, from playing the game and the way fucking Nintendo did that, it needed to be a nominee for something, in my opinion. And it's up there for like. I'm scrolling through all the different categories, and it's on there for multiple different fucking things.
Are we gonna need to do a live stream again, John? I'm just asking. I mean, if it looks like it'll be worth it, I'm just asking.
Mystery Science Theater, baby.
Fortnite's even been nominated.
It wouldn't.
It wouldn't be our first time, John. It wouldn't be our first time.
This one, we all know there's gonna be reveals. There'll be reveals, but this year I actually have to give it to them. They did a good job with the nominations this year. I think it's gonna be between Baldur's Gate, Spider-Man 2, and Tears of the Kingdom.
For Game of the Year, yeah.
That the Spider-Man 2 looked intriguing. And that was and I saw them bundling it to where, kind of like, remember, like, the 360 had like GTA 4, like fucking all the yada yada.
You could get a PS5 bundle with Spider-Man 2 for $500 for Black Friday type of thing.
It was $4. It was fucking $4. Like, I think it was like $400, and you would get a PS5 and fucking Spider-Man 2. And I was like, that was the first time I saw them do that since the PS5 came out. And we know, we were a podcast when it happened. We talked a lot of shit about the PS5 launch, about a year and a half ago. We talked a lot of shit about that because it was like, yeah, I could buy a console with what fucking games? You know what I mean? Like, what fucking games were we playing on this console? Because there's none right now. What am I going to do? Buy a PS5 so I can play all my fucking PS4 titles on it? Fuck no. And like, this was like, now it's 2023. Well, excuse me, about to be 2024. I'm finally seeing like titles bundled with the console. Like you actually give a game worth of shit to sell the console with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
and that's the thing. Like, I'm looking forward to that. I want to play Ragnarok, but I'm finishing the other God of War that came out PS4, PS5 in the beginning there.
Please let me know when you're approaching finishing status on God of War, so that I can fucking like dial in a little bit, because I've been playing way too much Red Dead, and God of War is a little bit more hack and slash. And you have to like it's kind of like Ghost of Tsushima. You have to like learn some of the combos. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's like, I've already picked up the new Assassin's Creed game, Mirage, but I haven't finished Valhalla yet.
Do you guys want to boo me? I totally tried, John. Like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, dude. Like I made it. Like
why did you choose Odyssey?
What they had on the fucking Game Pass, bro. Like I didn't. That's all
worst ones to fucking pick.
That's why it's on Game Pass.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it sucked. It fucking sucked. Like I was like,
terrible.
We don't need to do Bitter J right now. We don't need to do Bitter J right now.
I honestly think you should go old school and play Assassin's Creed 3.
Are we talking? Is that on the 360? 360?
That's one of the old ones.
I might have it in a box over there. So
yeah.
And if you don't want to go old school, just let me know. I've got a fucking I've got a code for a copy of fucking Valhalla for the Xbox One that I never redeemed.
We used to have a. Oh no, we don't have a one anymore. But we used to
have.
What's that?
Well, if you have a Series S, the code will work.
I do have that. I have that. I have a John. What's it called? The one that doesn't have the goddamn.
He's got the one right before they transition to the Series X. It's like the Xbox One X or S or one of those.
The One S. So the code I've got for Valhalla will work.
Okay, I was gonna say, because it doesn't have the fucking it doesn't have a CD tray. You know what I mean? It doesn't have a disc tray in it. Like that's the one I've
even
got.
better.
So yeah. I do have a one. I forgot that was the one. I'm sorry. I'm blacking out.
It gets so confusing. Mine's
bro.
I'll dig through the fucking filing cabinet, find that code, and send it to you, Jay.
I appreciate it. I really appreciate that. Well, that was the problem with PlayStation 5 when it came out. We were like, this looks great. There's no fucking games to play on it though. They're going so hard and fast for the next new thing. They're not like the games haven't fucking caught up yet. Like they're still making games for PS4. They'll probably blow shit out of the water for the next 10. Look at Red Dead 2. Look at Red Dead 2. And that's like, I mean, they were developing that early in the life cycle of the PS4. Early in the life cycle, like before the PS4 even came out. You know.
I mean, but see, if you look back to like when the Xbox One came out and the PS4 came out, it was the same. It was very limited titles on launch. And then it took about the first year for them to really get developers to ramp up production.
100% correct. Yeah. Like
that's, anytime we move to a next gen system, it's always going to be that way because
we just keep getting, I think the consoles, we're getting consoles too fast now where it's like, why don't you like milk? I wish they would milk the consoles the way they milked fucking GTA 5. Put it that way. Like because then by the time the next console comes out, you'll already have a fucking catalog of games to go with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And on release, you can play 5 or 10 games that'll probably all be mind-blowing shit fucks. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, oh my God. You know, go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, the thing is, like, I've looked into it because I have a development background. I program a little on the side. Mm-hmm. And like when the next gen consoles are coming out, Microsoft, Sony, even Nintendo, they have what they call developer units that you can rent from them. So you have their hardware to be able to develop and code your games to work with the next gen hardware. Sure. However, those programs and just to rent that developer unit, it's fucking ridiculous. Unless you're a big AAA studio, you're not going to be able to get a developer unit in hand to develop for that console until the console officially releases.
Yeah, and there's actually a big problem too, because like I follow a video game company. I think they're called Woodland Studios, and they were creating they're creating the taxi simulator game, right? Something happened where I listen. I know.
Sorry.
Listen, it's not
the filter doesn't always work. So I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. I fucking scoffed. I apologize.
I'm just trying to figure out. Did you say taxi simulator?
Yeah.
Well, that's like the power wash game. It's like you're literally.
I got sick of that. So
you know what? You know what? Don't knock Power Wash Simulator. That was the most relaxing 4 hours of my fucking life.
Fucking guy.
You could now clean Bikini Body in Power Wash Simulator. Get your game today. Not affiliated.
Go ahead, John. Go ahead. Taxi Simulator.
So like. What's interesting is that these developers, specifically this one, they didn't have a publisher. And something or another, the engine for the game that they were creating the game on got deleted. The engine's gone.
Oh, no. I'm not even a fucking computer guy, and I know that's fucking bad juju. That's bad juju.
And that's why if you're not going to have your own publisher, at least fucking store your files in GitHub.
Yeah. So they had to switch everything to Unreal 5. But then it comes to this thing, like a lot of these developers are still young independent developers who haven't been picked up by Microsoft or Sony or Nintendo. And it's hurting a lot of those small developers who are making really good games, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, away from video games, I mean, you know, we've got our opinions. We all, you know, have some things. I will definitely let you know when I'm about done with fucking God of War, Jay, so we can kind of in tandem, we could turn that into a fucking mini series for episodes once we start playing it.
I would love to record that too.
I've kept myself, like, I've seen a couple of reviews and I just know it got high marks, obviously, but like, well, it's God of War. And like, I've kept myself away from
it's a classic franchise.
I kept myself completely away from the story. I actually haven't touched God of War in a while. So like, it's been a hot minute, but I remember that game just being so like, when I got home for my third tour, dude, I bought a PS4, a new TV, Red Dead 2, and fucking God of War. And when I started playing God of War, I was like, "Oh shit, this is fucking dope."
Yeah, that's the thing.
Badass.
Like, I remember playing the first God of War on fucking what was it, PS2, the second one on PS2, going into PS3 with number 3,
right,
and then just, you know, kind of becoming a completionist with those games where I had to 100% it, because then you could fucking unlock suits and shit. I think God of War 3, you could unlock a suit called the COD of War, where Kratos is dressed in a giant fucking fish suit, running around slaying fucking demons and shit. Just dressing some ridiculous stuff in that. Like, it was, but you know, outside of games, you know, let's talk about other shit that's happened in the 2 weeks since our last episode.
I do have something real quick. Something I think you guys, it's just a quick review. I need to know if you guys have watched Gen V yet.
No, what is
Watched
that?
What?
Gen V?
We started watching it because one of our buddies that live in chat, we watched The Boys in tandem with them so we can discuss it with them. And they told us we needed to watch Gen V because it's going to lead into this next season.
So Gen V, spoilers. So Gen V takes place in the world of The Boys. No, I'm not talking about the cartoon that came out for The Boys. I'm talking about the live action show that deals with college students.
It's an Amazon original show.
Yeah. So it's about a group. It's about a group of college students who go to a college who have superpowers. And if you know the world of The Boys and how fucked up it can be, I can't say no more. Let me put it this way, Jay, with the look on your face, in the last season of The Boys, what was it? The very first episode, there's this superhero character called the Cricket. Yeah. And he can shrink himself down. It's a female. It's a female in this show too.
Well, Yeah, no, what was it? Because the male dude from the last season of The Boys that could get small, and he's a homosexual. Nothing against that. No, just
Cool,
you
bro.
know, that's
Hey,
what
bro,
his character is.
We all have our proclivities. We all have our proclivities.
So in the episode that he first started, that he was in, he like shrinks himself down and goes inside of his partner's penis.
There's a scene like that in The fucking Boys.
Yeah, that's what we're talking
That's what
about.
he's talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
about that
from The Boys.
Yeah, like that's I remember that part.
So I mean,
But this is a spin-off show of The Boys following kids that parents injected them with the fucking serum to get famous in a way, and now they're college kids going to a school dedicated to soups.
Yeah,
Oh
and all I'm going to say, if you think
when did this come out? How many episodes are there?
It's done. It's the
whole season's out now.
Was it 6 episodes or 8? There's 8 episodes of Gen V. It is directly connected to The Boys. And when does the
next season of The Boys come out too? Because that's coming soon too, right?
So
next year.
It got delayed when the strike started because it was supposed to come out like the same week that the strike started, and then they decided not to release it. So we're probably going to get it early next year, but it has a direct connection. Guys, this is a 9 out of 10. This show was so goddamn gory. There was more dick than ever. There was blood.
More dick.
It was crazy.
At one point, one of the female characters whose superpower is like controlling blood, she explodes a dude's entire fucking penis.
Yeah. So it's a good show. I do. Dick Tracy's the best. Dick Tracy's the best. All right. I love Dick Tracy. All right. And
you can stop talking about your pet names for your penis, John.
And now while I'm talking about violent superhero stories, Invincible season 2 has come out. And
yes,
Invincible
I still have yet to watch the first season of fucking Invincible.
Oh bro. Oh, bro! How the fuck am I like more nerdy than you about this shit, dude? I heard about like a Superman character like just laying waste to everything, and I was like, sign me up for that one.
So this second season, have you watched it, Jay? The second season?
Nope, saving it.
It is.
I'm saving it.
So there's only 4 episodes. They split it because of the strike, and the rest of the season comes out next year. But this, I mean, I kind of understand why we didn't get a live action for this, because it would have been kind of like The Boys in a way.
The Boys. It'd be exactly like The Boys.
Yeah, and they're both IPs of fucking Amazon. So
they are.
They're not going to do a live action of Invincible, because I've read about Invincible. I've seen some stuff here and there, and it literally, the sound of it is like Jay said, it's fucking Superman, but he's killing fucking everybody. Like he's just gone. It's like a R-rated version of the Injustice comics from fucking the DC universe.
Yes, that's a great comparison. Actually, that is a really good comparison, because
this is like, well, like you ever have like those conversations with your friends when you're a kid, like reading like comic books and shit, and you're like, what if Superman didn't hold back? What if Thor didn't, like, they're holding back a lot of times. They're really holding back.
Yeah. And it's like, Thor and Superman could totally lay waste to a lot of shit if they didn't hold back.
Brother, you haven't seen it, and I'm telling you right now, they have scenes where this dude Omni-Man destroys an entire planet. Like, literally just fucking destroys an entire planet.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to fucking watch it.
It's kind of like, objectively, it's a little horrifying, where it's like we have now deconstructed.
Hang on. So the cast, the cast, okay? It's Stephen Yeun, J.K. Simmons, Mark Hamill, Michael Cudlitz, Seth Rogen, Zachary Quinto, Lauren Cohan, Ross Martin. First off, they got half the cast of The Walking Dead in here.
You fucking got me at fucking Mark Hamill. So
yeah, Mark Hamill's in it, and he's actually really, really good. I mean, it has a great cast. The show itself, Clancy Brown's in it too. I didn't know that. Who's also in The Boys. But the show itself, they did such a good job, and it's made by the writer of The Walking Dead. You know, he's Robert Kirkman is a fantastic writer, and this show is like, whoa. show. I mean, the first season, I was like, holy shit.
We're finally coming up on about, we're not quite there, but we're almost to like the 100-year anniversary of the golden age, the golden age of comics, which is like the late 30s going all the way through like basically like the early 1950s.
Yeah.
And we have now deconstructed our heroes basically in this society to the point where now we're seeing like our ideas are like, see what they can actually do. Like this is what like Superman's actual powers are. If he was just like off the leash, amoral, not immoral, amoral to us, amoral to us. So he's not necessarily.
It's kind of that theory of, well, what if Superman's planet didn't explode and he was sent here to invade Earth and infiltrate our fucking government and shit?
Or did you ever see like Superman Red? Like if he'd been like born in Russia, Soviet Russia,
if his spacecraft landed in Russia and he was
we're like and Omni-Man basically is Superman, and one of like the first episode of the first season is him like killing the fucking like their version of the fucking Justice League. Yeah, he like literally like kills them all like horrifically. Not just kills them, like he kills them horrifically. And that's how it starts. That's how it fucking starts. And there's a whole fucking story that goes on after that, like why he did that in the first place, what the fuck else is going on, blah 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 blah. And now they're season 2. That's why I haven't watched it yet, because like John said, I want to have like a whole season to like I need to see it probably like all at once. I'm not trying to wait. I'm not trying to wait week by week on
half
this
a year. Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
It's like reading the comic. It's like reading the comics. It's like, do you want to read the book? Do you want to read the book, or do you want to wait a month every time for the next serial of the story? You know what I mean?
And my final thing about this season is that they did something really interesting that I've seen on shows like For All Mankind, which For All Mankind just came back out, but I'm not giving the review till that's over. They have their specific season. I don't think this is a major spoiler because it's literally talking about a cabinet shelf in the kitchen. There's a scene where a certain character is stressed out and really like down on her wits, and a kitchen cabinet door keeps opening up. It just keeps opening. And I just felt like a little detail like that, something so realistic, would stress you out, because I have a cabinet door in my kitchen right now that won't fucking close. And if I have like if I'm having like a shitty like morning or something, and I just see it open, it'll piss me off even more. And I just think that reality of having those little intricate details in a cartoon really, really helps solidify the story and what's going on with the environment. So I have nothing bad to say about Invincible, the 2 seasons. To me, it's a perfect adult cartoon that tells a great story.
It is a great deconstruction of the superhero genre. And it very similar in a lot of ways to The Boys. Yeah. But it's a deconstruction in a different direction than The Boys is. Yeah. And Invincible is kind of like on another level, extremely for mature audiences. Like, this is not, do not show your fucking 8-year-old kid who's into fucking Marvel this fucking show, because that's not at all. Just don't.
And it's not just it's not just the action too. It's some of the things that some of the characters say.
It's the themes. It's the theme. And the same as The Boys. It's the same as The Boys.
Yeah,
some of the themes are like, I can barely explain it to myself, and that's after 42 years of existing on this planet. I can barely explain some of the fucking themes. So it's like,
the whole deconstruction of the superhero genre is really what I enjoy about The Boys, because it's like, this is what if Supes were just,
doing their own thing,
really fucked up people that just had powers.
You do. Yeah. I hate to use the analogy because a lot of us aren't necessarily like this, but there is that stereotype of, there's a lot of vets when they come back to the world and there's this antagonistic attitude towards civilians. And it's because a lot of civilians just don't know, right? They just don't know.
Yeah.
And that's not their fault for not being in the military. That's not the soldier's fault for being a soldier. But it's like when you come back to the world, there's the line in the sand, kind of like, that didn't exist before. It's definitely there now, right? And this is not about veterans being superheroes. This is just like when you watch a TV show or you watch an animated portrayal of a deconstruction of the superhero genre. And this is where, like, imagine if superheroes really didn't give a fuck about regular people. Imagine if superheroes really just didn't give a shit. Because, like, what's that? What'd you say, John?
Pets. And that's without spoilers, that's all I'm going to say.
Bro,
that's all I'm going to say.
Like, it wouldn't be hard. It would not be hard. Like, if powers like that existed in our normal world, if powers like that existed, you wouldn't even be able to fight back. They wouldn't even be a fight. It's not even a fucking fight. You know what I'm saying?
I want to turn around back to Squillini real quick, because you said, let's talk about the things that happened within the past 2 weeks. Are you going to talk about what happened last night in Chicago?
No.
You don't know what happened in Chicago last night?
I was too busy celebrating my neighbor's girlfriend's birthday and drinking and
go look it up.
What happened? Come on, John, quit fucking stroking him off.
I want to see his reaction. Someone came back yesterday.
Came back in Chicago? I'm dying to fucking know here. I'm fucking dying to know.
Yeah, you'll actually have some input on this too.
I can't fucking wait to. You're killing me. The suspense is fucking killing me here.
Nothing, Squillini? Put WWE Chicago, or just put WWE later.
Oh, I saw that this morning. That's what you're talking about. You got to fucking provide specifics, John. God damn.
Communicate.
Fucking CM Punk came back to the fucking WWE last night.
What?
At the end of fucking Survivor Series, fucking Punk came back to the WWE, and so many people were fucking pissed.
What's the Fortnite dance?
God damn it, John, sit the fuck down. Sit the fuck down.
Oh my God. Are you really fucking with me, John?
No,
Punk
this
came
happened,
back.
and
tell me I'm fucking wrong. He's a fucking sellout. Fuck that shit. I don't even want to fucking talk about him. Like, that dude is such a fucking.
I agree. You
know who that dude fucking reminds me of? He reminds me of all those fucking assholes in fucking church, dude, that don't fucking like walk the fucking talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can be straight edge and live the fucking cleanest fucking life and still be a fucking prick. And still be a fucking prick. And everything, this dude's entire career is him being a fucking prick to everybody and getting exactly what he wants, getting exactly what the fuck he wants.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked all that shit. What was it? Fucking over 10 years ago now?
9 years.
9. Thank you. Fucking a decade. He's talked all that shit for a fucking decade, and he came back last night. He left WWE on bad terms. Fucking sellout, dude.
Fucking.
I grew up in that generation.
Completely.
My generation
with the entire fucking organization.
My generation is the worst thing.
Went back to the indie circuit. Ended up over at AEW, and now because his contract was up with AEW, he's gone back to fucking WWE.
Fucking sellout, dude. I don't know. I'm fucking no. Fuck that. Dude.
All I will say is that on CM Punk's perspective, I don't think it's a smart move, because there's even footage of the wrestlers that were in the ring at the time when he came out and how pissed. Did you see that footage, Squillini?
So I saw the footage of them trying to hold fucking Seth Rollins back. Yeah. Because Rollins was ready to run up the fucking ramp and whoop Punk's ass.
Yeah, it was pretty intense.
Drew McIntyre, because last night they did their War Games matches. Drew McIntyre, he fucking, after the match, he went to the locker room, threw fucking his clothes on, didn't even shower, and then hopped in his fucking vehicle and fucking left.
Do you guys think fucking Triple H and fucking Stephanie McMahon are trying to generate like real world heat just to get fucking people to view?
Well, Stephanie's no longer with the company.
She's not part of the company. No,
she got when Vince went through fucking his when Vince retired, the board got rid of fucking Stephanie.
And Shane left.
There's no more McMahons in control of WWE now.
That's not necessarily a bad thing, but that makes, dude, like, you guys are ahead of the curve on me on that one. I'm like,
Yeah, it's just
You're already like the gerbil wheel in my head. I'm like,
on Endeavor's part,
whoa.
it's probably one of the smartest things that they could do to generate money, to generate
views,
views and things like that. Smart on their part, but I don't think
that's real world heat though. That's like you saw my reaction. I'm like, fuck no, like fuck that guy. Like I'm not gonna give them them the time of day.
So the thing is, it's Triple H. He's like the head of talent and acquisition and all this other shit. So, it was a Triple H move to bring fucking Punk back, and I don't think it was a smart move.
I don't, dude. I don't. Well, it's real world heat. You don't bring real, like you can, but you got to make sure your two performers are professional. So even if they have real world heat, they're gonna keep it together in the ring. That's where you get some of those like shoot matches. You know what I mean? Like that's what that in old school terms. Sometimes they'd fucking book the wrong match, and they'd end up with a fucking shoot match they didn't realize was a fucking shoot match.
Yo, what's going on, Cleary? Hope you're having a good one.
Cleary,
welcome in.
Hey.
Yeah, but
yeah, it's
like crazy.
You'll end up with a fucking shoot match. Like somebody's gonna fucking accidentally land on fucking like Punk's fucking like leg the wrong way, like on a fucking, like on an elbow drop or something. And it's
I mean, look at when fucking Cody Rhodes came back to WWE, what was it, last year? And within his first like couple weeks back, he had already tore his fucking his pectoral.
How?
Because
how?
Because
how?
nobody was happy about him coming back. I mean, fans were happy. I like Cody Rhodes.
That's the wrong industry to fucking make
room was ready for him to be coming back yet. And some shady shit happened, and
that's the wrong industry to fucking make enemies in. That is because you are in a physical that is physical beyond physical. I will
give it to Cody though, because after that pectoral tear, he had a pay-per-view match. He had a pay-per-view match, and the doctors were telling him, you don't need to fucking wrestle. You need to, you need to get surgery. This needs to be healed. He fucking wrestled his pay-per-view match, and his entire fucking pec,
it looked like a birthmark.
Fucking purple.
It looked like a birthmark. Like it was huge.
You guys know what I mean, I know I don't need to tell you guys, but a pectoral tear, that means your whole fucking tit fucking separated from fucking bone, or parts of it separated from the fucking bone, dude. Like
that's like you're saying, like you were saying, Jay, though, like in the professional wrestling industry or sports entertainment, I'm not even going to call it professional wrestling anymore because it's sports entertainment.
You're in that industry 300 days a year, 300 days a year, dude.
But in that industry, it's 100%. You don't want to make enemies because shit's going to fucking go wrong in the ring when you have enemies.
It's like going to your neighborhood fucking dive bar and just acting like a fucking prick around a bunch of people. You have no fucking clue who they are. And it's like, what the fuck did you think was going to happen if you weren't polite? You know what I mean? Like, you don't know anybody. You don't know where they're from. Yeah. It's like professional wrestling is like, somebody just does a random move, but if they land the wrong way, dude, like your leg's broken. You know what I mean? Like, like literally, like any, and it's so easy to do.
I mean, and we've seen it happen many times, especially like during the Attitude Era.
They used to look at the fucking. They would do it on purpose.
Look at the fucking cage matches back during the Attitude Era when fucking Mick Foley fucking fell.
Right.
He fell. What was it, like 50 feet?
15. It was 15, but that's still from. Onto a fucking like a cardboard fucking table. You know what I mean? Like that's not he separated his shoulder on that fall. Separated his shoulder. And then he still that was a nice match. That was a nice match. I'm not even talking about like when I'm talking about like shoot matches, the reason they call them shoot matches is because like it becomes a shoot. It becomes like the outcome is no longer fucking predetermined. And these two dudes are like they're putting on a performance, but they're still they're kind of fighting in there. And like and that's when professional wrestling gets real. There are matches in history, and it would take some YouTube. Look up some of the old school like 60s, 70s, going into the early 80s before WWF/WWE officially took over like the world. Like look up some of that shit from like that era. There were dudes that would like accidentally fucking like break bones, accidentally rake your eye. Like we're talking like legitimate fucking injuries, like, and they would sideline dudes like on purpose because they were like, fuck this guy. And if you came back, you came back, and if you didn't fucking belong. It's about as dog eat dog of fucking industry as you can get in. And to bring Punk back, I'm like, I never liked him. I never liked him in the first place. Okay, I warned you guys. I fucking warned everybody. Nobody wanted to listen to me. That's fine. Now it's 2023.
God damn it.
Now it's 2023, and you're still trying to cheer on CM Punk. Okay, don't blame me. Don't blame me when WWE gets fucking soft. Okay, don't blame me.
And we just
I told you
and
all.
That's a clip.
I told you all.
God damn it, Jay.
That's the clip of the week.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm fucking wrong.
That's going in the best of compilation, John.
Yes, it is. No, it really is. That was
holy shit.
Tell me I'm fucking. Somebody tell me I'm wrong. I've seen.
You're
this
not
in
wrong.
I've
You're
seen
not wrong. Just the fucking voiceover work you just did to fucking do that, though. That's the. Damn it.
Very typical Jay. That's very typical Jay.
Oh shit. But I mean, outside of that, we didn't have an episode last week. We went into the fuckery that caused that.
No, that's not. It wasn't. Hold on. It wasn't fuckery.
It was fuckery on my half. Okay. It was fuckery on my part.
No, I also disagree. You did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong.
Nah,
Joe, you did nothing wrong.
We've all had, with the holiday coming up this past week, with Thanksgiving coming up, we all just kind of had shit fucking happen to where we had to just say, you know what, we're gonna just take a fucking week hiatus type of deal.
We used to not do that. Me and John used to be very strict. We were like, it's either you or me. Either one of us can miss, but it has to be. This year, we kind of started like, okay, if we need to take a break, but if we need to take a little break for a week, we'll take a break, and there's nothing wrong with that.
And there's nothing wrong with that. That's healthy. It's going to keep the podcast striving. We have good chemistry when we're doing when we're recording our episodes, when we're doing this as a trio. And, when we had those several episodes where you were missing Jay earlier this year, late last year, but again, it was out of your fucking control. Things just didn't seem the same.
It takes
3.
It's the magic number.
We have our fucking chemistry. We have our screen presence as a trio, and it works. We've learned it works, and that's all there is to it. So when it comes down to it, and it's like, hey, we need to just take a week off. We all got too much shit going on. We do that now. But fucking, you want to talk about your travels and shit, Jay?
Yeah, I can.
Before we get into my horror fucking stories from my travels.
Now we'll see. Now you,
or do we want to go my horror stories first and then your non-horror stories?
See, and if only we had an audience and we could have somebody vote on it, right? But John, I'm gonna let you be the tiebreaker here. Like, do you want to hear horror and then Jay, or do you want to do Jay and then horror? Which one is going to be? Which order is going to be scarier?
I want to hear the horror first.
Okay, so I'm gonna just.
He traveled to Boston, so I know that's a horror story in itself.
Oh, dude, yes.
So
Boston.
Okay, so I'm gonna cover the good parts of the trip first, and then end with the fucking shit where shit hit the fan. So last Sunday, get up in the morning, get a shower, fucking go get breakfast for me and the fiance, and then straight to the fucking airport to fly out to Boston. Sunday travel, very smooth. Every flight on time, no fucking issue. It's fucking Thanksgiving week. First off, if you ever have to travel for business, I never suggest doing it Thanksgiving week.
Ooh.
If you're going to travel Thanksgiving week, travel because you're going to see fucking family or friends or anything besides fucking business. So, Sunday, travel goes smooth, get to my fucking hotel, meet up with two of my colleagues that were also in Boston for this management summit we were having, or retreat as they like to call it. We go and grab dinner at this fucking local little pub and grub that's right there by the hotel. Fucking burger was amazing. I got this it was a huge fucking burger. Like
just stacked.
It was like 2 1-pound patties with fucking pepper jack cheese, fucking onion rings on the damn bun, all this fucking shit. Burger was fucking amazing. Had some good fucking local craft beers from the fucking Boston area. Great. Sunday was great. We sat in the lobby of the hotel, shit, getting to know each other.
I'll give Boston that. I've heard that.
Getting to know each other pretty well. Everything goes smooth. Going to Monday up at fucking 5 o'clock in the morning to be down in the conference room by 6 for a fucking all-day meeting. Siri's trying to interrupt me in the middle of my fucking story over here. Have our meeting. Lunchtime rolls around. Fucking boss man's like, we were like we had reservations at one restaurant for dinner. He's like, you know what I could go for right now? A fucking lobster roll. So dinner reservations got changed on a whim because he wanted a lobster roll. The rest of us were like, you know what? A lobster roll fucking sounds good. Everything goes smooth Monday. Go out to dinner Monday night at one of the oldest restaurants in the United States called Union Oyster House. The building they're in.
Heard of that place.
The building they're in was built in 1704, became a restaurant in 1826, and has actively been an ongoing restaurant ever since. It's right in downtown Boston. It's right next to the Sam Adams tap room. I live in a fucking state where the most Sam Adams I'm going to get is Boston Lager, Winter Lager, Summer fucking Lager, and Oktoberfest. That's the 4 Sam Adams I'm ever going to fucking get in my area. This place had a colonial ale that Sam Adams makes specifically for this restaurant. Food was fucking great. The beer was fucking delicious. We went from there over to the tap room, tried a couple of their other beers that they have on tap at the tap room. They have 30 different fucking beers on tap that aren't their standard mass produced shit. I was pretty impressed for it being a big brewery like Sam Adams.
What did you try? Like, what were the what beers did you sample? I gotta know. Like,
I tried a few different ales. They had a stout, which really surprised me that Sam Adams made a stout.
Oh, dude, they make fucking everything, literally.
But yeah, no, I mean, I tried like 5 different fucking beers. I got a flight.
Yeah.
And just wrote down the couple. I don't remember them off the fucking top of my head. Meant to take a picture of the fucking flight. Fucking forgot to do that too.
Hey, we're not fucking. We're not Karen. We're not Karen's born in 1990, dude. We don't take pictures of every goddamn fucking thing we drink and eat. Okay.
Then we did a team building exercise, and we went axe throwing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because, something on the HR side just screams axe throwing is a safe fucking event to take the fucking management team to do.
While they're drinking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. While they're fucking drinking.
But we walked all over downtown Boston. I got to see fucking Harvard for the first time in person, which was really cool.
What was that like?
Yeah,
what was that like? Tell me about Harvard. I want to hear about Harvard.
The campus is really nice. I mean, it's for being in fucking downtown Boston.
What were the buildings?
It's nice. A lot of fucking old historic buildings, brownstones out the ass. It's your typical fucking.
Did you do
Northern
the Freedom
City.
Trail?
So parts of where we were walking was on the Freedom Trail.
Nice.
Yeah. You can't go on. You can't go into downtown Boston like
without hitting the Freedom Trail.
Hitting the Freedom Trail.
We saw the Holocaust Memorial Park that they have right there in downtown.
Nice. That's cool.
Cold as shit. I live in the South. I don't have clothes for that kind of climate. So I'm wearing my fucking thin ass Under Armour pullover.
Pause. Pause. You're a veteran, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were in the Army?
Yeah.
Okay. You live in North Carolina right now, but you knew you were going to Boston. Do I have to say anything else? Like
I didn't have time to make it to my storage unit.
I could defend Squillini here for a second.
I want to hear it.
I could defend Squillini here. The weather has been fucking erratic.
So here's the thing. I looked at the weather for Boston before even flying out. So Monday, it was supposed to be a low of fucking 40, high of 60.
Okay. Fair.
When I landed in Boston on Sunday evening, they changed it to fucking a high of fucking 35. I prepared for what
it's
the weather
Northeast, dude. It's the Northeast.
Now, again, I wasn't like freezing cold because we were walking and constantly moving and my body's generating extra heat. I was warm enough.
Enough. Well, enough is enough.
But,
remember,
it's fucking Boston. I should have at least like Sunday when I saw the weather change, there was a Target across the street. I should have gone over to the fucking Target and bought an extra coat or something to fucking have. I chose not to.
Or you have stuff in a storage unit and you could have gone there before. I love you, Joe. I'm not trying to talk shit, but
my storage unit is completely unorganized right now.
Not your fault. I'm not trying to. No. I'm not. This is not me talking shit.
I will straight up admit
we're doing an AR. Things to improve on. This is what we can improve on next time. Next time we go to a place
that's the exact thing. Like next time, I'm gonna make sure to bring my fucking pea coat that's in my storage unit.
Motherfucker, if you go to Boston in July, bring something fucking long sleeve.
Because I don't
give a shit.
So
I don't give a shit. It's the
horror starts. The horror starts on fucking Tuesday. So Tuesday, there's really bad fucking storms coming up the East Coast. Coming through fucking North Carolina and shit. Horrible fucking thunderstorms. Get to the fucking airport.
Oh, yeah.
Plane out of Boston, still showing it's on time.
Did you fly in the middle of that shit?
So we board the fucking plane in Boston.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
We're supposed to take off at 4:30. The second we all get seated, they pull the fucking ramp away from the fucking plane, close the doors. We get grounded for an hour and a half.
Okay.
Because they shut down Charlotte Airport for 3 hours due to the storms coming in. So it's a 2-hour flight from Boston to Charlotte. We get grounded for an hour and a half. We land in fucking Charlotte at 8 o'clock. My next flight's at 8:59. It's still showing 8:59. As I'm walking to the fucking gate, they changed the fucking departure time for my next flight to 10:59 at night. I was supposed to be home on Tuesday at 10 p.m. I didn't make it home until fucking 5 o'clock Wednesday morning. I was up for 24 hours straight because the plane for my connecting flight hadn't got into fucking Charlotte yet. It was coming from Florida. As it was landing in Charlotte, when it finally got there, it got struck by fucking lightning.
Dope. That's fucking badass, dude. That is badass.
So they had to completely ground that plane, pull it for safety reasons.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't fucking send that one out. It took them an hour and a half to pull another plane out of a hangar and bring it to a gate. That plane gets to the fucking gate. Maintenance goes in, makes sure everything's working. The fucking lights in the cabin aren't fucking working. So they had to fix the fucking lighting. Flight crew gets on the fucking plane. One of the flight attendants notices one of the seats is missing 2 of its fucking bolts. So if like we were to take off with that seat, having somebody sitting in it, missing 2 bolts, that seat would have propelled back into the person behind them.
Dope. Fucking A.
We had to take off at a very specific moment. So when they finally boarded us, they had 10 minutes to get us on the plane, in our seats, belts buckled, and the safety fucking shit gone over.
Sounds like the Army.
They didn't take off from Charlotte at 1:27 by 1:27. If wheels weren't off the ground at 1:27, the flight crew would have been grounded because they would have timed out and not been allowed to fucking fly anymore.
Holy shit.
It sounds fun to me, dude.
This is one of those things where we need Chance to give insight on this because of his job.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, dude. Like I'm telling you right now, like that.
So
like,
I fucking Wednesday. I'm glad I took fucking Wednesday off from work in advance, because even if I didn't, I wouldn't have gone to fucking work on Wednesday, because I was fucking dead
Holy
fucking
shit.
tired. And that's the other worst part. So because of the storms, the Boston flight, typically they would serve refreshments. I would have gotten a fucking drink, because that's exactly why I drink when I fly.
Did you?
Because the turbulence was so bad.
You flew through
from Boston. Because
that's what
we
I was
were
gonna ask
flying through
earlier.
the fucking storms. There
Yeah,
was one
fuck
point,
yeah,
the flight
bro.
from Boston,
Fuck
like
yeah,
literally the turbulence hit so hard, the plane dropped so heavy, I propelled off of my seat a little bit, even with the fucking seatbelt on.
Oh yeah.
So they didn't even serve fucking refreshments on that 2-hour flight, because they safely couldn't roll the carts down the fucking aisles.
Nope. That's fucking, like, people don't realize, like, when planes drop altitude like that, like when you feel like turbulence, that's the plane like gaining or losing altitude, like immediately. And it doesn't feel like it inside that metal tube. Sometimes it's like, it can be like 100 feet. And it's like, it's almost like being in a fucking like at an amusement park, like one of the drop rides, you know, like where you just drop. And when you just drop, dude, like it's fucking holy shit. Yeah. Like fucking like,
I mean, again, I have no fucking fear of flying. I have no problem with flying. That shit though just fucking was like, it got to the point when we were in Charlotte waiting on our fucking connecting flight to fly into Greensboro. There was a group of us, all business travelers trying to get home to Greensboro. We all pulled fucking Uber up, because the Charlotte airport to Greensboro is only an hour and a half drive. We were all contemplating chipping in and splitting a fucking Uber to get from Charlotte to Greensboro, because we were just tired of fucking waiting.
Sure. I don't blame
But
you.
it was going to be like $400 for a fucking Uber to go from Charlotte to Greensboro.
How far? What's the drive time on that?
Hour and 38 minutes.
How many people?
There was 4 of us, so it would have been $100 a person. I mean, granted, all of us we all were traveling on business. It would have all been expense to the company. I was like, I'm not going to fucking sit here because the thing is, for me, like one of the guys, he had a company card, so he could have just used his company card. For me, I would have had to pay out of my own pocket and then file the expenses, wait for the fucking reimbursement. I already had fucking a meal plus 2 Uber rides that I had to fucking get reimbursed to begin with. So I just was like, fuck it. I'm just going to wait for the flight. And if they cancel it, because they were going to have to cancel it due to maintenance issues, if they did have to cancel the flight, they would have put us in a hotel for the night.
Right.
The airline would have had to do that. So I was just like, if I make it home tonight, I do. If not, I'm off tomorrow anyway. So if I have to sit in the airport, wait all day for a fucking another flight, it is what it is.
Sure.
But yeah, no, the storms really fucked everything up.
Well, flying through weather is never fun. And like,
no,
I don't know what it was. Like, I never used to care about flying in a plane, but something like after I joined the Army and then when I got out of the Army, like somewhere in there, it's like, and it's not flying. It's not even like in the middle of it. It's takeoffs and landings. Like that's all I ever like.
It's always, for me, the takeoffs are always the worst part, because it's that sudden fucking jolt.
And that feeling in your body that you get, like it feels like your organs are being.
I like the
down.
feeling. It's after we get off the ground and I'm like, all right, here we go. Like, can we get all the way up? Can we get all the way up? Like all the way up. Like, because like
get all 10,000 feet.
Yeah, like all 30,000 feet. Like I just want to get up
until
there.
Until you feel the plane level off. It's an unsettling feeling.
Yeah. Jay? Well, and then like when you're going in for, and especially, depending on where you're landing there, I've flown into West Virginia a couple of times, and the airport outside of Charleston, West Virginia, like no shit, the landing strip is on top of a fucking mountain that's been fucking like sheared off.
Well, that's like landing at fucking Logan and fucking Boston. Every side of the fucking runways is fucking the fucking ocean.
And you're just sitting there and you're like looking out your window and you're just like, there's nothing. Like look, I can see a fucking plane right there, also fucking waiting to like probably land. You know what I mean? And it's like it's right fucking there. You know what I mean? And you're just like, oh man.
And when you're landing, like
these guys are good, right? Like,
when you're landing at Logan, because each side's the fucking ocean on each side of the fucking runway, you're like, I really hope they have judged this well enough to where the fucking tires hit the runway and not the fucking water.
That's what they get paid for, right? Like,
so
unlike the fucking Kansas City Chiefs receivers, you fucking bastards. Like,
outside of that, I know we're coming up on fucking time here. What you got with
we got nothing but time. Poor John. Look at this poor guy. Yeah, see, he don't even know.
He's ignoring us.
Oh, it's okay. He'll be fine. He's gonna be just fine. See.
So,
yeah, dude. Yeah.
But yeah.
So you went from Boston to fucking Thanksgiving, huh? That's pretty good.
So,
that's pretty good.
I do have to say, Jay, that's going to be a hard one to top.
Boston. It's Boston. It's Boston. I mean, I went to Tucson. I went all the way out to Arizona last weekend. I went the extreme opposite fucking direction, right?
Yep.
Like I went out west. So, my experience was probably a little bit different.
Let me know when to cue the photo too.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it's a beautiful photo, by the way.
That's actually an updated photo. We have we have a couple other ones, but that's like the most recent one. But anywho, last weekend I flew to Arizona mainly just to see some friends. It was the week before Thanksgiving. I haven't been out there in several years now. And every time, it seems like every time I go, like my stays there get shorter. And so even though I've been there a few times in the last, like, let's say 5 or 6 years, I haven't really been there. And every year that passes, like, everybody that I grew up with has been there like that much longer. And I've just been gone that much longer. Right. And it's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. It's just,
no, not at all.
I'm just not there. Right. But I flew into Phoenix. One of my brothers that I grew up with picked me up, and I flew in extremely early on Friday. This would be like a week ago Friday. So like I flew in extremely early on Friday. I had to get out to the Kansas City airport at like my plane was flying at like 5:40 in the morning, like wheels up, and like. They just redid the Kansas City airport. I had no idea how busy it was going to be like that early in the morning. I almost missed my flight. Like I made it to check in like with 3 minutes to spare. Like no, like I was like, and I like, I'll save you guys the time. Like I almost missed my flight because I had no idea. Dude, it was like early ass in the morning. Yeah, it's Kansas City, but like you don't expect that many people to be at the airport.
I thought you pulled out a skunk for a second. I'm sorry.
You had to what? What happened, John?
I literally thought Squilini just picked up a fucking skunk off the floor just now.
That's hilarious.
It's his cat.
Is that your cat, dude?
Yeah.
It's a pretty cat. That's a pretty cat.
Yeah. Hey, sorry. Go ahead.
No. It's no, dude. Like I was petting taters over here. I was petting Tater earlier. Like I get it, dude. Like we're all lovers of the animal kingdom here, dude. Like
John's ass just saw the black and white and was like, I know this motherfucker does not have a skunk.
Like, is that a fucking skunk right there, dude? Is that a fucking skunk? What are you doing with the skunk, soldier?
Well, I'm just saying because we had a guest on the show who had a skunk, remember?
Well, I was gonna say in North Carolina, you can get pet skunks.
I have a cousin here. I have a cousin here in Missouri, lives a little bit farther east from us, but I have a cousin here in Missouri who had a pet skunk at one time. So yeah, that's totally a thing. That is totally a thing. Mm-hmm. No, like the flight was fine. I got on the plane. Flight was fine. Made it to Phoenix. We made a couple of stops before we got out of Phoenix. One was to get like an actual breakfast burrito, like a breakfast. Like, you guys ever been to what's that fake ass fucking like burrito restaurant, Chipotle? Yeah, that one. Fucking in Arizona, California, like all my fucking West Coast homies will fucking attest. You want to get a fucking like a good burrito, dude, like, and they're about the size of like Chipotle burritos. Like, that's what they are. And they're not Chipotle fucking priced, right? Like, they're like, you'll get a whole. So we went to a fucking breakfast burrito shop. We made a couple of stops. We started driving down to Tucson. Made it to Tucson just fine. And the desert is fucking gorgeous. Okay. I cannot begin to even extend like how beautiful the desert actually is. Like, if you haven't grown up there, if you haven't seen it, if it's not like, it's really hard to describe. It's really hard to describe. And
a different kind of wildlife.
Well, it's a different area of the world, right? But it's still our country. And that just happens to be where I grew up. And that's kind of like, well, you know, this is your area, right? And John, you can put the picture I just sent, not the one with the dudes, but the one I just sent. You can put that one up. But like,
food?
No.
Oh no. Oh,
you'll see it. It's in the group chat.
Way. Holy shit! It looks like strawberry in Red Dead Redemption.
Dude, this is the landscape I grew up with. This is like can you zoom in on that in a way? Like, or is there a way to like, you can take us down if you need to.
We'll lose definition, but yeah.
This is Tucson, Arizona. Like, that's like I grew up. No, you're fine. I grew up looking at this. Like this is what I grew up surrounded by every day. And I just so happened, like, when I flew in on a Friday and I stayed until Monday, but
I can't stop looking at it.
Friday and Saturday, it fucking rained. No shit, in Tucson. 300 days of sunshine a year. And the first 2 days I freaking landed there, it rained. So I was joking with everybody when I was there. I said, like, hey, I brought the rain. John, give me 1 second. I'll send you another one. Got another one. That one right there. I got one incoming right now. And then it's like, you grow up looking at this. Like, this is what you grew up with. This is where you grew up. You know what I mean? And like, this is the part of town. This is like the part of town. Like, that's what like. There's you can't really see it. The definition's not good, but there's a rainbow in there. It's a very slight rainbow. You can definitely
see the rainbow there. It's beautiful.
Okay.
So wait a minute. How did you take this picture? Where were you?
I was in Tucson. Like, I was there. I was on. I took those pictures directly from like my side of town.
You look
like I grew up on the east side of Tucson.
High up. You don't look high. You look high up.
No, not at all. Like, you're like, Tucson is in a valley. This is looking at the mountains. This is looking at the mountains that surround. There's mountains to the north, directly to the east. Those are the mountains to the north. So looking north, if you scan to the right, to your right, there's nothing but mountains to the north and the east. There are mountains to the west, but they're a little bit separated from this part of the range. And there's some mountains like far to the south, like it would be like directly behind this picture. Mm-hmm. And there's mountains on all four fucking sides. But Tucson is in a valley. But this is what I grew up looking at. Like this is what I saw.
You're so lucky.
These are the areas like I grew up like stomping around. Like when I say, like, you know, I grew up in Tucson, spent 25 years there, robble, blah, blah, this, that, the other, you know. And that's what growing up looked like for me. It is a city. It's very much a city. But you're also like, the city can only go so far, and then you're right back in the wilderness. And because of the area of Tucson I grew up in, we were right on the fucking edge of city and wilderness. So we got to like play in the wilderness, basically. That right there, this picture was taken directly across the street from the neighborhood I grew up in. So I grew up in the neighborhood across that street right there. There's a neighborhood, right? I know it looks like desert and you can kind of see the house right there. My brother that picked me up in Phoenix used to live in that house right there. The house you can see. Like my brother that picked me up in Phoenix used to live in that house. And like, so we were there Friday, hung out with the boys, did our thing. You know what I mean? I had another brother that graciously freaking gave me a place to freaking sleep for a few nights. And I decided very quickly coming from Phoenix down to Tucson that I was just going to make it more about spending time with people and not trying to like move too much, if that makes sense. We went to the east side where we're all from and we kind of stayed there. And I just spent a lot of time with people. On Saturday night, I kind of put it out like, hey, we're all going to be here. If you guys want to come, we're there. And some people showed up. And John, you can pull up the picture of, this is a good picture because these are two of like my closest brothers. And I call them brothers because all of my family relations are in Kansas City, but growing up in Tucson, so far away from my family relations, my friends became my family. And so this was us probably, I don't know, sometime in the 1980s. And I think that's a picture that my mom took a long time ago. Like we're probably encroaching on 40 years at this point. And then the picture on the bottom was us last Saturday. And like, we're still here.
Let me tell you,
80s kids don't crack, dude. Like we trained, we said our prayers, we ate our vitamins, just like Hulk Hogan told us, dude. And we're still here, dude. We're still here, dude.
Man, your home. Hello, is my shit working?
Yeah, we can.
Oh, yes, it's working.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, I didn't see my markers moving.
No, you're fine.
Your homeboy in the middle got a hell of a smile, man. The dude should be modeling for Colgate.
Dude, that dude, like both of those guys. But like, it's really hard to describe. Like, when I say I've been surrounded by giants like my whole life, right?
Yeah.
These were like both of those guys are a little bit older than me. So like I was like the little guy when we were like I was the youngest one out of us three. I was the youngest one. I'm a big brother. Mm-hmm. I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest in my family. But I was like the little brother to those guys. And when I say like they became family, like we like the three of us, those three you see right there. That's some freaking like it's like some of that shit where it's just like, yeah, you get the call, and they're not these are not bad guys. Like we're not saying stuff that's like not the way it is, but it's like it's one of that like that's how far back it goes. It's literally how far back it goes. It's literally like you drop everything, I gotta go, and we'll figure it out like along the way because like that's how important those guys are to me. That was my family growing up in Tucson, and we spent more time than I can count, like, you know, together. And that's the tip of the iceberg. That is just the tip of the iceberg. So anywho, highlights of the trip. I sat down and had lunch with my high school English teacher on Saturday. And this guy was always kind of an inspiration to me. He was one of the teachers in my high school that cared. And he's a writer now, and he's written 9 books, and he gave me a few. He's a Vietnam veteran. He was Marine infantry. He was a mortarman. So he would, in the Army terms, he would be an 11 Charlie. Okay. I don't know the exact designation in the Marines, but it's 03 something. It'd be 03 something. Yeah. Right. And that's what he did in Vietnam. And I remember him talking about it when I was in high school. I had him for senior English. He was my senior English teacher. And me and him sat down, we had a long talk, and it was nice. And then on Monday, when I was getting ready to fly out, I had a different brother drive me up to Phoenix, and he dropped me off at a Mexican restaurant in Phoenix, and I sat down and had a meal with, no shit, my my kindergarten teacher, and my first grade teacher, if you guys can believe it. Like if you want to talk about like wholesome J, you know what I mean? Like, give me a second, John, and I'll pull it up here real quick for you, okay? You guys want to talk about like wholesome J, dude? Like I actually got to spend time with my kindergarten teacher and my freaking first grade teacher, and it was amazing. And it was one of those, like, I got to say thank you. I got to catch up. They have beautiful families. They're beautiful women. Like they're a little bit older now, but they look the same. My mom was saying like they look exactly the same as she remembered them, you know, like 35 fucking years ago. Right. Like they look exactly the same. And like, it's kind of like to hear like your version, you know, like your world's like version of like Mr. Rogers, you know what I mean? Like that was like my Mr. Rogers was like my teachers when I was like this little kid that didn't know shit. And I was like scared and I was in this new place and I went to kindergarten, I went to first grade. And then like, I started meeting all of my lifelong friends in Tucson, Arizona. And it was beautiful. And, yeah, it's one of those things that was like, it was really special. You know what I mean? And yeah. Oh yeah. There you go. So yeah, as you're looking at it on the left there as my kindergarten teacher, and on the right was my first grade teacher. And they live in Phoenix now. They live a little bit outside of Phoenix now, but they are still friends. They are still friends, and they still do stuff together. And since it John scratched that last one. Let me edit it real quick, okay? Sorry. Since they live like in close proximity to each other, they freaking they still hang out. They're still in touch with each other. And my kindergarten teacher took me to the airport in Phoenix to drop me off so I could fly back here to Kansas City. So I got to say to all of my family, my friends, my homies, everybody in Arizona, dude, like, thank you. Like, so proud. I was kind of a late bloomer, and I'll tell you what, dude, like now that I've gotten out of the Army and now that I've gotten back to Kansas City, you know, like kind of like home is where the heart is kind of thing. I always wanted to get out of Arizona, but I can't imagine not growing up there. Like Arizona, like is what if I'm a man, it's because I fucking cut my teeth out there. You know what I'm saying? And I think I've proved myself to be a man like several times over and way before I got into the fucking Army. Right. And it's kind of like one of those like life things. And I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. Cause like I had a great trip to Arizona. Haven't been there in a few years. It was good to see the homies. They have beautiful families, dude. Like everybody's doing good. Pablo Martinez, our the friend of the podcast, you know, when we went to where that picture was taken, when we sent the open invitation that night, Pablo made me an axe, bro, like a hatchet. Pablo made me a hatchet, and he like brought it into the bar. He brought it into the bar so we could see it, and the bartender's like, "You guys can't do that. You guys can't do that," because like he was just showing me what he made me, and I was like, "Okay, cool, okay, bye." You know, like, but it was like, so I'm gonna get a fucking hatchet in the mail sometime. At some point, you know what I mean? But Pablo made me a hatchet. Like, I can't freaking extend enough like warmth and gratitude that like I cut my teeth and I made my bones out in Tucson, Arizona. Made me into the person I am today, and like helped me survive like through shit that I can't even fucking begin to describe. And as much as I knew I couldn't stay in Tucson forever, like I like it's like being in the infantry. Like nothing can take away doing it until you've done it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like, and that's like Tucson, dude. Like, thank you very much. Like, we love you. Like, we love you very, very much, Tucson. Like, thank you.
Yeah, and in saying that, we are now at the final thought right now. holiday season's here.
Yep.
Mhm.
Holiday season's here. Just
I'm kind of overdue.
There.
I'm overdue.
Yeah.
I'm overdue for one, aren't I?
Take it.
All right, give me a second here.
You've got 6 minutes.
Oh, and it's not even going to take that much. I'll tell you what, guys. We are here. It is the holiday season. Thanksgiving is past. It's still November, but we're going to blink our eyes, and it's probably going to be New Year's. Guys, I just want to encourage you. Especially, we're talking about traveling. We're talking about seeing people. We're talking about reminiscing. Sometimes the reminiscing gets a little dark. When the reminiscing gets dark, if you find yourself sliding down the spiral, okay? Recognize when the spiral starts. Recognize where you're at in the moment. And if you need something, if you can feel yourself like approaching an edge, make a phone call. You might have friends. You might have family. You might have a mentor, okay? If everybody is just like not answering, if it's too late at night, everybody's dead asleep, you've got options. Okay, you can dial 988. You can text 988. All right? If you just need to like word vomit, you're not really worried about self-harm or harming others, but you need to word vomit, you can dial 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-TALK. Okay, get that shit out. All right, we're approaching that time of year. It doesn't have to be bad. It's okay to take in the beauty. All right, I was just talking about how proud I was to be from Tucson. Before this podcast, I was telling the boys here, it was hard for me at the same time because as soon as I freaking landed in Phoenix, I almost wanted to just get back on a plane and come back to Kansas City. Okay, I understand anxiety. I understand a lot of that stuff. And like when those feelings start creeping, we got to have an alternative to like start putting it back in the place it's supposed to be. And it does not have to be in the hurt locker. You don't have to keep the hurt locker fucking locked up. All right. It's okay to let that shit out sometimes. It's healthy to let that shit out sometimes. It's okay to have a cry once in a while. That shit is healthy too. It gets it out. Don't be scared. All right. We don't do fear here. It's okay to feel fear, but we don't do fear. Okay. We don't operate our lives living out of fear. All right. That's not what we do here. All right. We're not all about puffing our chest and beating our chest and playing Tarzan, but we're absolutely not going to fucking like drag ourselves across the fucking floor every day, fucking low crawl style, just trying to get through the fucking day. There's got to be a fucking healthy, moderate in between somewhere.
That's right.
You guys can do this. We know you can do this. That's what we're here for. All right. We've got over 130 fucking episodes with no viewers, and we're still going to fucking do it. Okay. This is not just about us. We're here for you guys. And someday when the three of us are gone, this shit's still going to fucking be here. That's exactly why we do it. That's exactly why we do it on average once a week, every 168 hours. We do apologize we missed last week. Okay. But you had 130 some episodes to dig through if you missed last week and you really needed us.
Just like the Easter episode.
That is correct. We love you guys. We miss you guys. All right. We need you here next week. All right. So that's our challenge to you. 168 hours in formation. Next week is going to be normal again. So we will be here next week, Sunday, 168 hours. All right. It's the Lord's Day. All right. This is our church. All right. We might drink a little. We might smoke a little, but we do it responsibly. All right. And we're telling you, we need you here in formation. Rank, file. All right. Squad leaders sound off. All right. We'll do an accountability formation and we will see you in 168. John, Joe. Love you guys, dude. I fucking missed you guys. I missed you guys.
And now we're back, baby. We're back.
Love you guys. We'll see you next time.